Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Abinyamanga Media for today's stories and detailed analysis from Kenya and all the four corners of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the most awaited day for Raila Odinga and the entire Africa today is here, and our eyes will be focusing on Addis Ababa. What will be happening there, where the heads of states are going to make a very crucial decision of electing the African Union chair and deputy chair, respectively, ladies and gentlemen. And the points to note down is that this election is going to be determined by only heads of states. It's only heads of states who are going to make that vote. And they are already in Addis Ababa, and just a few moments from right now we'll be having that crucial result. And another key point to note down is that the candidates who are running for this African Union chair position are three, and we have Djibouti candidate called Mahamoud, and we have a Mauritius candidate called Richard, and then our candidate from Kenya called Raila Odinga. And but this competition is just been seen to be between Raila Odinga, the Kenyan candidate, and the Djibouti candidate Mahamoud, because of various reasons, and I think we have been analyzing that, and you have an idea about that. And another thing to note down, ladies and gentlemen, that this election is going to be voted in three rounds. That's if in round one we don't have a straight winner, and a straight winner comes in when it gets 2/3 of the votes of the heads of states present. And in this case, the 2/3 of that's 49 heads of states will be 32 plus votes. You need 32 plus votes to secure a victory in round one. And what happens if you don't secure a victory in round one is that this vote will go to round two, where all the three candidates will be lobby, and an election will be carried out again. And if still there is no candidate getting the 2/3 required votes, they will go to round three. And in round three, we'll be having still the three candidates. Heads of states will be making a vote again for both the three candidates. And if still in round three there is no straight candidate getting the 2/3 required number of votes for you to win the AUCC, then we'll go to the fourth round. But in the fourth round, ladies and gentlemen, the candidate who will have been number three in round three will be forced to drop out, and then the election will be just narrowed down to number one and number two. And the number one and number two are now the ones who are going to lobby for the fourth round. And if in case in the fourth round no candidate gets the direct 2/3 required votes to win, that's 32 plus votes, then this election will be postponed. So there is a fact that we must agree that there is a possibility that today, as much as we're waiting a winner, the election can reach a point where we are not having a winner, because in 2017 we had the election go to the 7th round. At that time they went to the 7th round because it was very difficult to get a straight candidate getting the 2/3 required votes to win. It's a very, very competitive election, and that's why we have such scenarios. And but this time round, if you reach the fourth round and there is no straight winner getting the 2/3, the election will be postponed to a later date, and the elected deputy AUC chair will be acting as the chair until a later date when we'll be having that election again. We'll be waiting to see what happens or what conspires from Addis Ababa. Heads of states from all entire Africa already gathered there, and we have arrivals of various dignitaries from the entire Africa and the entire world who will want to witness who is going to win this crucial election. And remember that today Africa is focusing in Addis Ababa. It's a very big day for Egypt, for Djibouti, for Mauritius, and for Kenya, because these are the countries that have candidates for the AUCC chair. Ladies and gentlemen, another key point to note is that the AUCC chair rotates in Africa and it rotates in the parts of Africa. It's like in Africa, we have the North Africa, we have the Central Africa, we have the East Africa, we have the West Africa, and we have the South Africa. And this time we have candidates from East Africa only because it was a rotation that came to East Africa, and it was East Africa required to produce that AUCC. That's why you don't have other candidates from the other parts of Africa, like the North Africa, West Africa, the Central Africa, the South Africa. So it's a time for the East Africa region to contest for the AUCC chair, and the deputy AUCC chair will be coming from the north part of Africa, and countries from the North Africa also will be representing their deputy African Union chair to be elected today, and we'll be seeing who will be carrying the day. And that one is the one who will be deputizing the AUCC chair will be elected, either Raila Odinga, Djibouti candidate Yusuf Mahmoud, or the Mauritius candidate Richard, who earlier received that backing from the South Africa Development Community SADC, which directed its members that they should vote for their candidate from the region, a move that was seen that it was going to affect the Kenyan candidate Raila Odinga, who greatly depends on some of the countries from South Africa Development Community to vote for him. But we'll be seeing what will conspire. Lastly, one point to note down, ladies and gentlemen, is that this election is a secret ballot election. It's not an election where heads of states will be pronouncing loudly who they're voting for. It's a secret ballot election. You cannot tell who voted for you or who didn't vote for you. That's the good thing about this election. And we'll be seeing whether Raila Odinga, who has done a very crucial campaign helped with President Ruto, is going to carry the day. Stay tuned. I'll be updating you what's conspiring from Addis Ababa, and I'll be bringing you live updates.